Hello and welcome to Edinboro Television. I'm Drew Patrick.
And I'm Tracy Gabel. And this is your weekly news update.
Erie County Judge John Gearhart has set bail for the Edinboro double shooting suspect. 20-year-old Devin Stevenson. The bail is set for $150,000, and Stevenson must post 10% or $15,000 to be released. He is also ordered on house arrest with electronic monitoring. He is not allowed out of his Edinboro home unless for medical purposes or to meet with his lawyer or employment. Stevenson must also pay $108,000 in monitoring fees. He is also banned from the Edinboro campus. Stevenson has been incarcerated in the Erie County Jail since he was arrested on March 20th when he allegedly shot 19-year-old Andrew Baker and 22-year-old O'Shea Imes.
Members of the Edinboro University campus and community joined on the steps of Cole Auditorium calling for peace in the small town. The call for an end to violence came after the second shooting occurred on March 20th that involved 3 Edinboro University students. Trey Gunter, the alleged suspect from the first shooting that took place last November, is awaiting trial for homicide and aggravated assault charges.
Edinboro University President Julie E. Woolman announced last week that she will be assembling a special commission force to address the violence that has invaded the Edinboro community. The commission will include individuals from the Edinboro community as well as experts from a wider region.
People and putting that group together, so hopefully within the next couple weeks that group will be together and have their first meeting, and we'll work for a fairly short time because we want to get recommendations as quickly as possible that we can work with our local borough to implement.
Woolman stresses that violence is not tolerated on the Edinboro University campus, and the new commission will act quickly in providing new ways to reduce violence in the community.
Wild and Out has come to Edinboro. On Wednesday, March 25th, Diversity for Society held their own mock version of the MTV series Wild and Out, which is a new improv comedy show. Contestants were split into 2 teams to compete against one another in improvisational comedy games. Some of the games included So Fly, Let Me Holla, and Wild Style. Diversity for Society hopes to make Wild and Out an annual event.
Edinboro University Players Association presented yet another successful play, this time the Tennessee Williams classic, The Glass Menagerie. The cast consisted of many students making their first or second appearance on an Edinboro stage. It also included alumni returning back to Diebold and a first-time director.
Edinboro University's Academic Festival has kicked off, and several presenters will participate in this year's festival, including the Vice President for Communications for the Pittsburgh Penguins, Tom McMillan. McMillan will speak on his published book, Flight 93, The Aftermath of the Legacy of American Courage, 9/11. McMillan will speak on April 2nd in the multi-purpose room in the Pogue Student Center. His presentation begins at 7:00 p.m. For a full list of events in the academic festival, go to edinboro.edu.
The Social Work Department will be celebrating Civil Rights Month during the month of April. They will be commemorating the 51st anniversary of the signing of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Professor Joe William Trotter from Carnegie Mellon University will kick off the festivities by presenting a talk titled Establishing a New Foundation for Change, Social Struggles and the Civil Rights Act of 1964. His presentation will take place on April 2nd in Cole Auditorium at 7:00 p.m.
Coming up, we have a look inside the works of the Wood Club on Edinboro University's campus and how to get over that stubborn cold. Keep watching.
I got no bullshit.
An open forum to meet the candidate for the Director of Social Equity, Mr. Robert Wood, will be held on Thursday, April 2nd in the Crawford Center Conference Room, 126. Wood is currently the Dean of Student Services at Valley Forge Military Academy and College in Wayne, Pennsylvania. The Office of the President encourages anyone to come and be a part of the process of filling this important university position. The forum is from 11:15 a.m. until 12:30 p.m.
The Edinboro University Wood Club members displayed some of their favorite pieces in an exhibit last week as part of their spring show. The exhibit pieces are from students that are enrolled in the Wood and Furniture Design program and who are active members of the club. Students range from advanced level wood majors to active wood miners. The club is a growing process and is a sneak peek for greater things to come.
On Sunday, March 29th, Edinboro University hosted the Concert Band of Northwest Pennsylvania for their annual spring concert in the Lewis C. Cole Auditorium. This concert's theme was Outstanding Works and Magnificent Marches. They played everything from great works like Psalms for Bands by Vincent Perichetti to Gardes du Corps, a march by R.B. Hall. This concert was used as the audition for the Association of Concert Bands 2016 convention.
On Tuesday, March 24th, the Esther Alice Asock Award Competition event was underway in Alexander Music Hall. The competition was for music majors to show their greater talent.
It's not uncommon that students get the common cold as the seasons change. And spring finds its way to Edinboro. The Gearing Health Center and Wellness Center sees students who catch it. If you find yourself with the common cold, Tracy Geibel found out more about how to feel better when she spoke with a nurse at the health center.
If you are one of those people that catch the common cold in the transition between winter and spring, you might get a sore throat, be congested, have body aches, or feel fatigued.
Generally develops very slowly over 1 to 4 days after you've been exposed to the virus. It attaches to the back of the throat and the nose, and as the cells develop and replicate, they cause the symptoms.
The common cold usually lasts about 2 to 4 days, but can take up to 2 weeks.
Generally, if the symptoms are lasting more than 2 weeks, you either might have a further complication, sinusitis, bronchitis, but you can generally ward it off if you start treating the symptoms right away.
Cooney suggests that students use saltwater gargles, cough drops, or even hard candy if you don't have cough drops in your dorm room. And if you do have a cold, use good hand washing techniques to keep it from spreading.
The virus can actually be on your hands for hours after you cough into your hands, and it can be on tabletops, laptops, keyboards, phones, pens, anything you touch.
Before you catch the cold, strive to make healthy choices, getting enough sleep, eating a balanced diet, and staying hydrated. Healthy habits can help keep you healthy.
Common cold got its name because it is so common. There's over 200 viruses that cause the common cold. They can't make a vaccine for it like they do the flu because there are so many. It's the number one reason people go to see their physicians. It's the number one reason we see students here.
The Gearing Health Center is open from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday to Friday and 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. I'm Tracy Geibel with ETV. Coming up, we have your weekly weather report, followed by your global news. Stay tuned.
Good evening. My name is Jeremy Schreck, and I'm here with your weekly weather report. In our area, we have a low pressure area just north of us, and we have the cold front, which is just passing through. So those chilly temperatures are just hitting us barely and will be passing by us soon. And when we take a look at Wednesday's forecast, we can see that we do have that a little bit of blue in the area, signaling some chilly area. We'll have some nice sun out, and when we look at Wednesday night, we can see that the temperatures are going to get a little chillier over the night, and it's going to be clear skies, but when we look at the week ahead, we can actually see a lot more ahead of us. We see that we have a high of 41 on Wednesday with a low of 32. It's going to be sunny, and on Wednesday, we have a high of 63 with a low of 47 with some rain, so it's going to be warmer, but we're also going to have some faster winds, so be prepared for that. And on Thursday, we'll have the high of 47 with a low of 31. Friday, that's high of 47, low of 31, and with some showers from here to there. And when we get more towards the weekend, we'll see on Saturday that the temperature will be a high of 38, low of 31, with wind speeds picking up a little bit again, and into Sunday, temperatures warming up into the 40s with a high of 43, low of 36, and some faster wind speeds again. Now it's time for some trivia. The question this week is, what night show host began as a weatherman? Was it Jimmy Kimmel, Conan O'Brien, Seth Meyers, or David Letterman? The answer is David Letterman. He actually started off not being on TV, but he was actually a radio show host that also did the weather, which all that comedy picked him up. Now, that's all I have for you today. Coming up next, we have your global news, followed by your Fighting Scott Sports Report.
Welcome to Global News. I'm Cheyenne Majid. Last week, a Germanwings plane carrying 150 passengers was on its way to Dusseldorf before it crashed in the French Alps. Among the passengers were 16 students, 2 opera singers, a mother, her husband, and her baby. It is said that the co-pilot of the plane, Andrea Lubis, intentionally crashed the plane after locking the captain out of the cockpit. The black box recorder indicates the captain desperately tried to break down the door but could not. It is said Lubis suffered from a hiding mental illness and was declared unfit to work by his doctor. Unfortunately, no one survived the crash. Stay tuned, because coming up, it's your Fighting Scots Report with Tyler Trumbar.
Hello and welcome to this week's Fighting Scots Sports Report. I am Tyler Trumbauer. The softball team was able to get one day of games in this week as the Scots traveled to Erie to face the Gannon Golden Knights on Tuesday afternoon. The Golden Knights swept the doubleheader against the Edinboro Fighting Scots. Gannon took the first contest 12-4 as Edinboro led 4-0 after a first-inning grand slam from Taylor Payne. Alyssa Bates got the best of Edinboro, going 2 for 2 with a home run and a double, knocking in 6 runs. In the nightcap of the twin bill, Gannon was victorious 3-1. Third baseman Brooke Callahan was 1 for 3 at the plate with an RBI single. Bates was the difference maker once again as she was 1 for 2 with 2 runs batted in. The Scots are scheduled to visit Pitt Johnstown today, host Clarion on Friday, and visit IUP on Saturday. The women's lacrosse team was off to the best start in school history before falling to second-ranked Lock Haven last week. The Scots bounced back well against Kutztown. The ladies hosted Kutztown looking to get back onto the winning ways, and they did just that. Alexa Healy scored there to give Borough a 2-0 lead just minutes into the match. Sydney Risco came up next for the Fighting Scots as she netted that one-timer to give Borough a 4-0 lead as they were all over the Golden Bears, 17-5. The ladies capped off the week with a thrilling 11-10 victory against Millersville on Saturday, where Sydney Risco scored the game-winning goal with 11 seconds remaining in the match. Edinboro hits the road this week with games at IUP today and at Mercyhurst on Saturday. The track and field team split up this weekend. Some Scots competed in the Raleigh Relays at NC State, while others competed at the Wooster Invitational in Wooster, Ohio. The Scots competed against Division I talent at the Raleigh Relays at NC State and had decent outings. Anna Hosel had the top women's finish, taking 33rd in 10,000-meter run, and Kyle Shin had the top finish for the Edinboro men. Borough Track and Field had a much better showing at the Worcester Invitational on Saturday, as multiple Scots earned victories at the event. Molly Regan took first in the pole vault, Hillary Norris won the 100-meter hurdles, and Anthony Davis won twice at Worcester. The teams will get back together this week and compete in the SRU Open at Slippery Rock on Thursday. The tennis teams postponed their home matches last week due to inclement weather, but the women were able to get one match in against Charleston on Saturday. The ladies fell to Charleston 6-3 to fall to 3-4 on the season. Julia Hellstern and Lydia Brown earned the lone doubles win for the Scots at 3 doubles. Hellstern, along with Aranza Carrillo, were victorious in singles as well. The men's team then split their matches over the weekend on Sunday. The ladies defeated West Virginia Wesleyan 7-2 on Sunday evening to split their weekend series as well. The women's team has a busy week as they visit Clarion on Tuesday before hosting Cal on Wednesday and Slippery Rock on Thursday. The men visit Bloomsburg on Friday and Kutztown on Saturday. That's all for this week. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at ETV Sports to stay up to date on all the latest Borough athletic happenings.
That's all the news we have for you this week. Make sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at Borough Television.
And of course, you can send your story ideas to us at our email address, edinborotv@gmail.com. Thanks. Have a nice week.